Hi again, guys. It's Rob. Sunday morning in the pink attic, of course, my mum's. Um, yeah, just a quick video. This is going to be a little bit different because I did go to my record shop yesterday, but I only picked up one record. Um, due to my indulgences last week, funds are a little bit low, and in light of uh, the oncoming situation, I thought I ought to maybe just pull the reins in possibly a little bit. But anyway, I thought I'd do something just a little bit different today, that obviously I haven't done before. I've noticed people over the years showing CDs and other forms of media in the vinyl community other than obviously vinyl records. And I thought, yeah, I'll probably I'd like to jump on that, because certainly for me personally, I pretty much stopped buying vinyl after about 1990, probably like a lot of people, when they became scarce. Vinyl became scarce, and obviously CDs just dominated and took over the world. So most of the titles that new releases that came out from about 1990 up to about 2010, 12, when I started getting back into vinyl again, are all on CD. So, yeah, I mean, there's reissues. I've bought special editions of things, and like we all do. But yeah, I just thought I've got a box here. I don't know how well I can show you this, but this is a literally majority. It's not all my CDs, but this is a quite a big sort of 80-litre box, just crammed full of CDs and various titles. Obviously, when I separated with my wife, I moved out, and yeah, I had to bundle all my records and vinyl and everything else into storage boxes, and this is how they've remained probably, since I moved out, which was about 5 years ago. So, but yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flick through some of them, show a few to you, and I'm not sure how long this is going to go on for, but we'll do a few and go from there, and I'll talk about them. So, okay. So on the top, what we got here, this is a Gomez, Bring It On. This is great. I love this when this came out. I think this is from 1997. Yeah, Mercury Prize winner. Oh, there you go. I think it came out in 97, album of the year 1998. But yeah, I mean, I remember everybody was talking about this when this came out. Yeah, obviously quite a young band. The singer had an amazing voice, and when you saw him, he kind of, you heard this kind of gravelly, bluesy voice, and when you saw him, he just didn't look anything. He wasn't anything like you expected him to be. Yeah, great album. Get Miles, Whipping Piccadilly, Here Comes the Breeze is a great one. Yeah, really great album. Very eclectic, and yeah, all sorts of kind of styles and sounds on that. Really excellent one, that. So yeah, what else we got? We've got a copy of Kimono My House there. I'm a big Sparks fan. A lot of those. This one was an interesting one. This was 21st century edition reissue of Propaganda. They released a lot of the back catalogue with extra tracks, and this is definitely one of my favourites of theirs. And it had, I think, B-sides of a couple of the singles, tracks called Albany Right and Marry Me. And then there's actually an interview with them on a program called Saturday Scene, which I would think probably was, I don't know, Radio 1 at the time, from November 74, just after the album was released. And that's really, really interesting. And you got sort of Russell Mael talking about sort of, you know, his cookbook and getting into, you know, sort of, you know, doing soirees for people, making puddings. I think it was about, you know, sweets he was concentrating on and so on. And sort of Ron Mael chipping in every now and again with little sardonic, sarcastic comments that were really funny. But yeah, that's a good one. So I don't know whether these probably aren't available anymore. I'm sure you could probably pick them up secondhand though. Obviously Nirvana, Nevermind, we all know that one. What we got here? Best of Bobby Gentry. Yeah, she's obviously I'll Never Fall in Love Again. I think that's the it's a Burt Bacharach one, isn't it? Fall on the Hill, Ode to Billy Joe, of course, is a classic on there. That's really nice, the sort of country. I went through a stage of buying these reissues of the Beatles in these kind of flip cases, which were really nice. This is Hard Day's Night, which I haven't, it's one of the Beatles albums that I don't actually have on vinyl. But these were reissued, yeah, I think about, what was the year on this? 2009, yeah, so I thought it was about 10 years ago. But I think I picked these all up when HMV was closing. Got them really, really cheap. You know, probably paid about £5-6 for them. But lovely book with loads of information there and historical notes, great pictures of the band, obviously stills from the film and so on. Yeah. And this is probably, out of all their early output, I think this is probably my favourite one, album-wise. Excellent record. What else we got? Oh yeah, there's one for Naz Nomad, Fleetwood Mac Rumours. This is a nice one. I got this off the internet. I rediscovered the Incredible String Band, who I used to listen to back in the 80s. My mate was a big folk fan and we just went mad on ISB, and yeah, had like the Layers of the Onion and these two in particular, the Big Huge and Wee Tam. Wee Tam was a wonderful record, probably my favourite of their 60s output. But this is a really nice one. This is like 2 CDs, so it's like two LPs. I'm not sure, because I think it was issued originally on Elektra individually, but also as a double album. So it's like Wee Tam and the Big Huge, but I think it was also, they were also issued separately. So, but yeah, this is really nice, and the booklet that came with this was interesting as well. So yeah, I think those were the original back covers. That's Big Huge and Wee Tam, obviously, with all the lyrics. I love with all the on the inside of the lyrics, you've got the these kind of original concert promotional posters, sort of reproductions of those, little drawings. I know that sketches that Robin Williamson used to do. This is a poem actually that he wrote called The Head, because his lyrics are fantastic, absolutely wonderful, as good as the music, you know. And he's, I mean, the guy's a genius anyway. But yeah, do like the Incredible String Band. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, Beatles 62 to 66. That's another one that came out in the same series as Hard Day's Night. Again, I guess I got that because I don't have all their early albums, so I thought that was a good way of getting early hits. This is quite an interesting one. This is a 30th anniversary edition of the Beatles' White Album, So this came out in 1998. The cover on this, includes mini postcards and CD. It's literally a CD replica of the original album, as it says. That's got a bit sun damage there, but yeah, obviously nice the way they reintroduced the serial numbers. This one's number 487,111. Yeah, so with the flip back sleeve there and the open top, which I think the original UK version came like that, unless I'm mistaken. Repro of the, let's see, the black inner sleeves that it came with originally. Yeah, and a nice little mini poster with the original poster, obviously with all the Polaroid shots and the lyrics, of course. So yeah, that's a really nice one. Physical Graffiti, 2 CD in one. It's classic, obviously, from Zeppelin. There you go. That's the 5,000 Spirits incredible string band. What else we got in here? Great CSN compilation. This is really, really cheap. I mean, I think even when this came out, it wasn't expensive. But this is a double CD with yeah, covering the sort of the early Deja Vu in the first album, some solo ones as well from Graham Nash and Stephen Stills. So yeah, that's a nice one. Best of Roberta Flack. What else we got? Oh, a bit of classical there. Baroque guitar favourites. That's Vivaldi and Bach. That's quite nice. So, I think I bought this, I think, because of the Vivaldi concerto, in E minor. Is that the one, or is it the concerto in D major? I think it's the concerto in D major, and the slow version, the Largo part of the concerto of this is just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and used some of that actually at my wedding. Yes, so many moons ago. What else we got here? Obviously a classic, Jeff Buckley Grace. Amazing album. Such a shame he died. That's quite a good one. That's this is a 25th anniversary version of Echo and the Bunnymen's Porcupine. Great Porcupine album from 1983. There you go. Originally £8, sale price £5. I can't remember when I bought this. It was a long time ago anyway. But obviously the great singles, The Cutter and The Back of Love, and it's got alternative versions as well. On the, I think this is only one disc version, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Ian McCulloch, yeah, great. Can't go wrong. Bit of Echo and the Bunnymen. What else we got? I love these kind of reproductions that they used to do on CDs of the original albums. Like this is the CD version of the original version of LA Woman, The Doors. It comes out obviously with the crucifix in the sleeve and the little window. Again, it's got a bit sun damage there because the CD rack that used to hold all the CDs was unfortunately in the bay window. Wasn't the best move on my part, so I've paid the price there of having some sun damage on the edge there. But yeah, my favourite Van Morrison album, hands down, Moondance. His studio albums, his studio output anyway. Love this album, every song on this. Yeah, and it stoned me. Caravan, Into the Mystic. Fantastic album. Definitely one of these that takes me places, and always enjoy when I put this on. Yeah. Okay. This is an interesting one. I picked this up from Ireland, from Dublin, which I went there on my honeymoon, and went into an independent record shop over there. You can see I've got the €10 stamp there. And this is an Irish band that I did already have an album by them called Mist-Covered Mountain, and this is like a compilation through their career of sort of their early stuff, and 2 CD set. Great sort of traditional Irish folk music, really nice. And yeah, it was a nice memento of my honeymoon and being in the wonderful Emerald Isle. This is fantastic. This is the Left Bank. There's going to be a storm. Complete recording 66 to 69, and the original albums are just impossible to get hold of. Well, I've never seen them anyway. I've got a reissue of a compilation of their first 2 albums on vinyl that I picked up a couple of years ago. This is actually, I think this might be a rip actually that a mate sent to me several years ago. But yeah, wonderful stuff. There you go. So yeah, I mean, Desiree obviously is the classic. Walk Away Renee. I think was it the Four Tops did that? I think. Pretty Ballerina. Sort of Baroque, very influenced by sort of English sounding, sort of very Baroque kind of psychedelic pop. Wonderful band. Really like them. Left Bank. We got Best of Isley Brothers Greatest Hits. What else we got? Yeah, that's a version of Houses of the Holy, which again is like the original album in miniature with the inner sleeve. I lost the band with the runic typeface with the name of the band on. Yeah, like that lettering. I don't know what happened to that. But there you go. What else we got? It's a box set of first three Crowded House albums, I think. Yeah, great. Love their early output, particularly Woodface, classic. Weather With You, Only Natural, 4 Seasons in One Day, superb stuff. Here's an interesting one, that band that doesn't get shown very often, and this is Belle and Sebastian. This is their 2003 album, Dear Catastrophe Waitress, that was actually produced by Trevor Horn, and yeah, it's great stuff. Really kind of interesting sort of indie pop. I remember the Step Into My Office Baby, I think was the single off this. I haven't heard this for a long time. I know I enjoyed it. Dear Catastrophe Waitress, the title track. Lord Anthony, I think I really liked as well. But yeah, very eloquent, interesting lyrics, wonderful stuff. I've got a few of theirs actually. Best of the Faces. What else we got? A bit more classical. Beethoven Symphony No. 6, Pastoral. I love that. Takes me back to the records that my dad had that I listened to when I was a kid. What else have I got? Oh, there you go. There's another one. Storytelling by Sebastian. I think these have been reissued on vinyl, but I never see the vinyl copies. I'd like to pick some of them up. This one's probably my favourite one. This is The Boy with the Arab Strap. Wonderful, yeah. I love this whole album. The title track itself, Dirty Dream No. 2, was like sort of soul-y, kind of bit of a kind of Motown feel on that one. But all sorts of styles going on this one. Really, really interesting album. And that's, yeah, I think, what was this, 1998? Yeah, I think most of these were mid to late 90s. That's, I think, their second album, If You're Feeling Sinister. Great. Stars of Track and Field, Seeing Other People, wonderful, wonderful songs. Yeah, I really like Belle and Sebastian. Then we got a Kinks original album reissue. Me and my brother and I bought a lot of these when these came out in the 90s. That's kind of Kinks. Obviously this has got the fantastic unreleased demo of I Go to Sleep, which is for me one of Ray Davies's greatest songs. Wonderful, and obviously updated by the Pretenders, who did a wonderful version of that. Superb. What else we got? Oh, we got a bit of Doves here. That's Some Cities. Yeah, I went through a stage of being really, really into the Doves. Black and White Town, fantastic. I think the other single was Snowden off this, I think. Yeah, great band. This is a really, really nice little free compilation that came with Mojo magazine years ago. I think 2006, here you go. And this is a lot of traditional and sort of English folk artists, and it really helped introduce some of these artists to me that I'd never heard before. I mean, you've got all sorts of these. I mean, Kevin Ayres, All This Crazy Gift of Time, fantastic. You've got Akron, Gone Beyond, Vashti Bunyan, Rosehip November, off that wonderful album that she did, that's super rare. But I'd love to get a reissue copy of that. Pentangle track on there, Helping Hand. What else? You got Sheila MacDonald, John and Beverly Martin, Bert Jansch, The Black Swan, Davy Graham. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely little compilation, that is, for a freebie, because often you get these freebie ones and, you know, they used to do them sort of almost like karaoke, you know, kind of things with the, you know, artists, you know, doing tributes and so on. And, you know, they were hit and miss. Some were good, some were bad, but that's obviously all original artists. And yeah, very, very, very good compilation. That David Bowie, Hunky Dory. That's one of those digital master series that came out. I know they get vilified, don't they, because it's all from the digital masters and not from the originals. Blur, Park Life, don't need to say anything about that. That's a 90s classic. Love Affair, I like them. This is a cheap compilation I got. Bring On Back the Good Times, the version of Hush, Deep Purple song. Everlasting Love, Day Without Love, Handbags, Glad Rags. Yeah, great stuff. Sort of romantic pop. What else we got? Coldplay, Viva La Vida. This is, I think, with the, yeah, it's got the Prospect March the EP, which, if I'm honest, I actually prefer to the main album. I really like the extra tracks. I thought the vocal version of Life in Technicolor was much better than the instrumental version that was on the album. Glass of Water's a great song. Really like that. Rainy Day. Poppy Feels Lost. It's really good. So that was nice to get as a package. I think I got that quite cheap in a sale. It was about £5-6, something like that. What else we got? More Coldplay, Rush of Blood to the Head. Here's an interesting one. Blur's Think Tank. This was a later Blur album. Yeah, that song they did, Out of Time, was great. Good song, brothers and sisters, sort of all sorts going on this album. I guess obviously the sort of Gorillaz were well established at this stage, so Damon Albarn was trying all sorts out with the band. But it's adventurous and really interesting. So I do like Blur. Pearl Jam 10. What else? I don't know, this all sorts in here. Autumn Stone, Small Faces. Love this. This is a fantastic compilation. I'd love to get this on vinyl. Yeah, all the singles and non-album tracks. Like a couple of really great instrumentals on this as well. Was it Wide-Eyed Girl, Sitting on the Wall? Superb. Yeah, Steve Marriott. I actually saw Steve Marriott in concert probably, I think, the year before he died. That was at the Irish Centre in Birmingham. Very glad that I did. Wonderful concert that was. Superb voice and guitarist. Another sadly missed. What we got there? Sergeant Pepper. Very Best of Peggy Lee. Like Peggy Lee a lot. Bit of Jam, Sound of the Jam, 25th anniversary. It's got all their singles on, and UK only bonus track, Boy About Town. Yeah, fantastic, the Jam. Love that. This was a nice compilation. This is Old Friends, Simon and Garfunkel. This is a 3 CD set. I've had this for probably 20 years. Yeah, this is great. This is kind of all their studio output, not all their studio output, but a big selection of hits and album tracks. Some unreleased demos and live recordings on there as well. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of their studio albums on vinyl. That was nice to have because of the extras. That's another one that I bought from Dublin. That's the Paul Brady songbook. Yeah, fantastic artist, Paul Brady. I think this was his latest release, the year that I went to Ireland. I think this was so this would have been 2003. And this is music from his series that he did. I don't think I saw that. But I remember the song that he did. I think it was on Jules Holland. He did The World Is What You Make It. And I just thought that was a fantastic sort of upbeat folk song, and full of energy. And I love the lyrics as well. Really good stuff. I'd like to get some more of Paul Brady's stuff because he's He's excellent. So yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there because this is nearly up to 30 minutes. I don't want to go on too long. I know your Sundays are very precious, weekends. And but yeah, I just thought I'd show that. Obviously a bit different. Feel free to, to go through and see if there's anything that you like, if it's getting a bit tedious and boring. But yeah, anyway, so there it is. But anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend and your Sunday. And yeah, stay safe, of course, with the current you-know-what. And yeah, let's all hope that we get through this as relatively unscathed as possible. So cheers, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.